A new gang is in town and they are terrorizing everyone. But the people in this neighborhood are different. Somewhere in the same town, there's these two men capitalizing on the gang's fame to scam. In the end, when all the chips were down, one of the men had to show his true colors. Welcome back to Flick Recap. Enjoy the story. The movie starts inside a police station where we see 5 men confront the police commissioner for arresting a beautiful woman. After beating him up, they left the scene without any challenge. However, as soon as they step outside, they notice that the street is empty, and even the nearby theater quickly locks up. This could only signal one thing. So, the leader immediately turns and tries to return to the police station, but the doors are closed by the officers as well. Suddenly, they're surrounded by members of the feared gang called Axe Gang. When the men try to call for help, Brother Sum, the leader of the Axe Gang, tells them that no one will come as the Axe Gang had already recruited the members of the other gang. But the gang leader wouldn't give up easily and he attempts to escape. However, one of the Axe Gang members throws an axe that cuts off his leg and Brother Sum then brutally kills him with an axe. The woman in question, now very scared, begs for mercy. But Brother Sum, though claiming he doesn't kill women, shoots her with his shotgun. It's now very clear that the city is under the control of violent gangs, with the Axe Gang being the most feared. In the meantime, we see a residential area known as Pigsty Alley, which is a rundown neighborhood owned by a middle-aged couple who exploit their tenants for rent and food. The landlord also flirts with the women living there. One day, the water stops flowing while a tenant is bathing and he complains to the landlady, who angrily rushes down, curses everyone, and announces that water will be shut off 4 days a week because the tenants don't pay rent. She even slaps the complaining tenant to the ground before returning to her room. On her way, she discovers that her husband has been spying on the women in the bathroom. Furious, she beats him up and throws him out of the window. Moments later, we see 2 men, Sing and Bone, arrive at Pigsty Alley and enter a barbershop. However, after Bone gets a haircut, Sing becomes angry and threatens the barber for cutting it too well. Bone, pretending to be the boss of the Axe Gang, shows off his axe tattoos to intimidate the barber and Sing demands money. But the barber refuses, saying that even if they kill him, many like him will arise. In a glance, the pair find themselves surrounded by all the residents of the alley. Sing remains confident and challenges them to a fight. First, he challenges a woman, but her punch injures him more than he anticipated. Then he challenges an old man, who turns out to be muscular. Even a kid has a surprisingly strong body. At this point, the barber has already called the landlady, who arrives and immediately starts hitting Sing with her sandal, not giving him room to explain. Feeling embarrassed, Sing runs out and threatens to call for reinforcement from the Axe Gang. Then he lights a firecracker and throws it outside the alley walls. Unfortunately, the firecracker hits one of the Axe Gang's vice general, who angrily enters the alley. Surprised by this, Sing quickly regains his composure and blames the landlady for throwing the firecracker. But before the vice general does anything, the landlady speeds off to hide in her room. The vice general turns to attack the barber, but an unknown force punches him into a garbage can. The gang members rush to his side to check on him as they find him deeply wounded. Then he orders them to call for backup. Soon, the entire Axe Gang surrounds Pigsty Alley, and all the residents are taken hostage. One of the gang members pours gasoline on 2 tenants, and Brother Sum threatens to burn them all unless the person who attacked the vice general steps forward. As he throws the lighter toward a woman, it's intercepted by one of the tenants, a coolie laborer, who reveals himself as the attacker. The Axe Gang members immediately rush to attack him, but the coolie, who is a kung fu master, handles them with ease. During the chaos, 2 other tenants, a tailor and a baker, also reveal themselves to be kung fu masters and join the fight. Together, they manage to drive off Sum and his gang. That night, the Axe Gang captures Sing and Bone for pretending to be members of the gang and damaging their reputation. Brother Sum orders their execution, but Sing manages to free himself and Bone from their chains. Desperate to join the gang, Sing begs Brother Sum to let them in. Brother Sum agrees but tells Sing that he must kill someone to prove his loyalty. Later that night, Sing and Bone discuss who they should kill. Sing decides he wants to kill the landlady and all the tenants of Pigsty Alley. However, Bone doubts Sing's abilities, reminding him that he doesn't know Kung Fu. That was when Sing tells Bone about his childhood. While growing up, he had met a man who sold Kung Fu books and told him he had the perfect face and body to become a Kung Fu master. Sing spent all his savings, which he had intended to use to become a doctor or lawyer, on a book called the Buddha Palm Technique. He practiced every day but was humiliated when he tried to save a girl from bullies. The bullies beat him up and mocked him for believing he could learn Kung Fu. To make matters worse, they even urinated on him. This traumatic experience left him bitter and led him to desire a life of crime. After sharing his story, Sing and Bone go to get ice cream, but they run off without paying. The ice cream seller, a girl named Fong, chases after them, but they jump on a tram and taunt her as they escape. The next day, the landlady confronts the 3 Kung Fu masters, angry that they didn't tell her about their abilities, which caused the Axe gang to target the alley. She argues with the tenants, but when they begin shouting at her, she lets out a scream so powerful that it shatters glass and silences everyone. Meanwhile, Sing and Bone, still hoping to kill the landlady, hide in a corner at Pigsty Alley, and Sing attempts to throw a knife at her. However, the knife accidentally bounces off the wall and hits Sing in the shoulder. He then asks Bone to try to do it, but Bone has a terrible aim and instead pierces Sing on the other shoulder. Finally, Bone moves closer to throw the knife, but he sticks the blade into Sing and hits the landlady with only the sheath. After their failed attempts, they realize that they've been noticed and they try to escape. To scare the landlady off, Bone carries a box of snakes attempting to throw it, but they fall on Sing instead. In an attempt to amend his mistake, Bone tells him that he could free himself from the snakes if he whistles. But when Sing tries to whistle the snakes away, they bite him on the lip. Then, a chaotic chase starts as the landlady goes after them, pursuing Sing down the streets and the highway. But he eventually manages to escape with the landlady crashing into a signboard. The next morning, Bone meets Sing and he is completely surprised to see that Sing has already healed from his injuries. Bone compliments him on how fast he always recovers. They then notice 2 blind men carrying a large bag and they mock them, unaware that these men are Kung Fu masters hired by the Axe gang. These masters had been recruited by Brother Sum to kill 3 Kung Fu masters living in Pigsty Alley. That night, the blind Kung Fu masters arrive at Pigsty Alley. One of them quickly kills the coolie laborer, who was one of the Kung Fu masters. Then the other blind master confronts the tailor, and the 2 begin to fight. The tailor initially has the upper hand, but once outside, he is outnumbered by both blind masters. The blind masters use a musical instrument to launch a barrage of weapons at the tailor, which endangers the tailor until the last Kunfu master, the baker, arrives to help out. But even with both of them fighting together, they can't defeat the blind men. Just as the final blow is about to strike, the landlady intervenes with a powerful scream that shatters the windows and shocks the blind masters. It was the lion's roar, which is a very dangerous weapon. The landlord then steps in, breaking the master's instrument and using their own attacks against them, tossing them around like ragdolls. But the blind masters quickly recover and repair their instrument, launching their strongest attack. To counter the attack, the landlady sounds out a massive roar that blows the blind masters away, tearing their clothes in the process. Barely alive, the blind men scramble to get on their feet as they beg for their lives and eventually run away. Then, the landlady suddenly appears inside Brother Sum's car and warns him never to mess with her again. In the end, the landlord and landlady realize how bad their attitudes towards their tenants had been and they apologize. They mourn the deaths of the coolie and the tailor, while the baker, also gravely injured, thanks the couple for letting him witness their greatness before he dies. That was when the landlord and landlady revealed that they only want to live ordinary lives since their son died because of Kung Fu. The barber from earlier asks them to train him in Kung Fu, but the landlady refuses. She says it takes too long to learn unless someone is a born genius. The barber tries to show off his skills, claiming he is special, but he gets knocked out with a single punch. The next day, Sing and Bone see the ice cream girl again. Sing attempts to steal from her, but as they are about to leave, Fong shows Sing a candy bar. She turns out to be dumb and signals that she remembers him. Fong is the same girl that Sing tried to save from bullies when they were children, the time when he was beaten up for his efforts. Overcome with emotion, Sing throws away the candy bar and runs off. He tells Bone to leave him, hands over the money they stole, and sends Bone back to their village. Just then, Sing is captured by 2 members of the Axe gang. He is taken to Brother Sum, who gives him a final task to prove himself worthy of joining the gang. Sing is sent to a mental asylum, where the Axe Gang's advisor gives him a map and instructs him to release the man in the last cell. Despite warnings not to open the cell, Sing uses his lock-picking skills to open the door. Inside is Mr. Beast, a middle-aged man who seems unimpressive at first. Mr. Beast is brought to the Axe Gang headquarters, where no one believes he is the great killer. When asked for his price, Mr. Beast simply says he seeks a worthy opponent, not money. Brother Sum becomes skeptical and he orders his men to beat up Mr. Beast. However, Mr. Beast is unmoved by their attempts. Finally, he showed his skill by catching a bullet he fired on his head using just 2 fingers. Totally dazed, the gang members pay their respects to him. Mr. Beast then kicks down a wall, leading to a casino where the landlord and landlady are waiting, ready to confront the Axe Gang once and for all. A fierce kung fu battle begins, but Mr. Beast easily handles all of the landlord and landlady's attacks. Even the landlady's powerful scream barely has any effect on him. With no other choice, the landlady removes the top of a funeral bell and uses it to amplify her scream, finally knocking Mr. Beast back and shattering the building. When she attempts to finish him off one last time, bringing the bell close to him, Mr. Beast acknowledges their strength and surrenders to them, begging for mercy. However, it was a trick. He soon gets up and tries to shoot them with his lotus pen as he stabs them, and then puts both into a tight lock. Seeing the dire situation, Brother Sum orders Sing to finish off Mr. Beast by hitting him on the head with a wooden railing. Instead, Sing strikes Brother Sum, insisting that he lets him take the decision by himself. Sing finally hits the railing on Mr. Beast's head, shattering it. Enraged, Mr. Beast throws the landlord and landlady aside and grabs Sing. He beat him viciously and planted his face into the ground. In one last attempt, Sing hits him again with his last strength, prompting Mr. Beast to finish him off. As he is distracted, the landlord and landlady escape with Sing. Furious at their escape, Brother Sum confronts Mr. Beast, but Mr. Beast kills him with a single punch. Back at Pigsty Alley, the landlord and landlady use Chinese medicine and acupuncture to save Sing's life. The landlady is amazed at how quickly Sing is healing. Meanwhile, Mr. Beast has arrived at the Pigsty Alley with Axe Gang members, ready to take over and kill Sing. However, once fully recovered, Sing helps the landlord and landlady to rest before stepping out to face the gang. Despite being outnumbered, Sing defeats the entire Axe Gang one by one. The landlord and landlady discuss how Sing unlocked his chi, allowing him to reach his full potential. After defeating the gang, Sing calmly approaches Mr. Beast and punches him out of the building. Then, an epic fight begins, with both appearing evenly matched. However, Mr. Beast soon reveals his true power, using the toad-style technique to increase his strength. One powerful hit sends Sing flying into the sky, high above the clouds. At this moment, Sing receives the blessing of Buddha and remembers the Buddha palm technique he learned as a child. He crashes down with fire, using the technique to slam Mr. Beast into the ground. Just as Sing is about to finish him off, Mr. Beast surrenders. Despite trying to trick Sing one last time, Mr. Beast is shocked by another Buddha palm attack, which leaves a giant hole in the wall beside him. Realizing he is defeated, Mr. Beast accepts Sing as his master. Towards the end of the movie, we see that Sing and Bone have opened a candy shop in the city. Fong, the ice cream girl, passes by, and Sing notices her. The two finally reunite. And as the story ends, the Kung Fu book vendor, who once sold Sing the Buddha palm book, is seen trying to sell another book to a young boy. If you enjoy this recap and would want more videos like this, subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. Until next time.